Showtime D.
Guys, this is Steve with Orlando Deviants, and we are here with the most awesome, award-worthy, local, homegrown actors we have here in Florida. Let's see. We're going to start off with the introductions tonight. Over here, we got the big man. Jake should still cosplay as Batmite Estrada.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, and then over here, boom. We got the couple over here. We got Joel, dude. I'm gonna choke somebody. Wine coop. And then we got Kathy, the real scream queen. Wine coop. Then we got over here. We got Brittany. I can drive again, man.
Hi, Brittany.
And then, of course, we got the main man, Cedric. I'm not putting up with Steve's BS tonight, Boyd, who will be giving us the Weekend Geek later on in the show. So let's go on and give everybody a good hello to all of our friends. And look, we already got one comment crossed. Sup, Deviants, by Mr. Roland Man.
Welcome, O.C.Ders.
Hey, Roland.
I'm surprised he came on. I can't figure out why.
Oh, I don't know why. And then we got Robert Johnson. What's up, Steve? Robert's watching us over on YouTube tonight. Because as you guys know, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And then I don't know who this next person is either. It says LOL, yes, she can drive again.
Oh no. The whole family's hopping on.
Yeah. Now we just gotta get your brother, right? Okay, and for those of you that don't know, Brittany had broke her leg. Well, I'll let you tell it, Brittany.
I broke my leg falling off of a skateboard back in March, and so I'm still recovering. I have some pretty gnarly scars. I have 7 of them, but I just got my boot off and was just able to drive again for the first time in 7 months, like 2 weeks ago.
Woohoo!
So that was that her nickname was a little inside joke for all of us.
Yeah, the last time Steve and Trish saw me, I still had the boot on.
Yep. That was actually one of the pictures in the title sequence. Because I had to get you sporting the O.C.D. face mask.
Oh, of course.
And I loved your reaction to that last picture.
My dad likes to make funny, I guess, captions from some of my photos and post them everywhere.
Not your dad.
Never him.
Oh, not him. No.
Never.
So, let's go. Hold on. We got Joe De La Rosa saying, "What up, peeps?" Hey, Joe, how's it going? And then Mr. Roland her bro is actually competing at the moment. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure over on Twitch I can stream his competingness with mine. And then we also get, hopefully she is not driving now. And just so you know,
Ashley.
see, Ashley. You have an Ashley. Cedric has an Ashley. We need to get the Ashleys together. And we got Robert saying hello all again. Hey, what's up? Okay, now, like I said, we got some of the best right here from Florida. We're gonna move me and
Jake's
Cedric.
over there just grooving. It makes me want to groove with him.
Yeah, and just listen to some tunes over here.
Okay, I'm gonna put me and Cedric down to the bottom because we're not as important as the rest of y'all. So now each and every one of you is on a different. Y'all actors, but I kind of put y'all kind of on different levels. Now I'm gonna start with Jake. Jake here is artist. Yeah. Oh yeah, you Jake. Artist, creator, turned actor, And I'm going to say, would you have thought? What is it? 6 years ago, Jake, when we first met each other, that 6 years later you were going to have your own movie under your belt and TV show and all that kind of stuff?
No, I didn't think that at all, to be honest with you.
So how did that come to fruition?
Well, I used to do Space Coast Comics. I'm still going to do it. It still exists, Space Coast Comics. You remember that, Steve? It was a free magazine that was published in Brevard County. It was sponsored by advertisers, local businesses, and I would distribute it in places in Central Florida. So I was doing that, and I had been doing that for the last about 4 years. And then we had a tragedy in our family. Our youngest son died, and I pretty much quit doing, anything, drawing, writing, whatever. I wasn't doing anything. It took my good friend, Chuck Fresh, who's one of the radio announcers on Hair Nation on XM radio, and he's done multiple things with Ed McMahon and tons of other stuff. He had been in the, in the fringes of voice acting for years. He came to me and he was like, dude, you got a lot of ideas. You got a lot of drive. I can't let you sit here and get depressed and do nothing. So he took Bocas, which is an old comic book property of mine from 20 years back, that I did underground when I lived out in Philly. And I published that comic. I did that years ago out in Philly when I lived out there. I was born in Philly. So I did that comic, and he was like, this is a great property that you should basically act yourself. I'm like, me act? I mean, I know I'm 6'9", but come on. He's like, no, we're gonna act this film. So we came out. He made me write the first draft, the first screenplay. Then he went across the screenplay and he tightened it up himself. And I'm like, I don't have much money. He was like, you have the greatest tool in the world. It's called a cell phone. That's going to become, we're going to have guerrilla warfare. And I'm like, guerrilla warfare? Yeah, we're going to go out. We're going to be like, whatever we're going to do, we're going to start filming this movie. So that's how we started filming the movie. We went out. I started putting advertisements out here in Brevard County where I lived. And I'm like, hey, I need actors to play zombies for a scene. And next thing you know, I had Jersey Mike's help sponsor that big zombie walk that we had. And we got kind of tongue-in-cheek with that. Awesome. We decided, hey, we're going to have some zombies. We should have them dancing like Michael Jackson's Thriller. So we had a choreographer for that. We started having some fun with that idea of that. And then we ended up having about 150 people come up, all dressed up as zombies. And we spent about 8 hours in the Florida sun, dying out there. But it was a blast, doing that. And that slowly helped me, deal with the loss of Cole, our youngest son at the time. And as that was basically, a lot of people, they pay money to go to psychiatrists. I guess my psychiatrist was making a movie and playing the character Bocas, which originally, when I made the first version of Bocas as a comic, it was actually inspired by my father's likeness. Now, Bocas looks like me when I draw him right there. But back then, my father was a 6'1", so suddenly Bocas became 6'9", and then he was bigger than life, and kind of fatter. I always say, I was like, hey, I got to lay off on the donuts. But besides that,
because you got the demon donuts also. Don't forget about them.
Yeah, I got that too. So I had to lay off on the donuts for a while, and I had to start drinking a lot more water, and that's where I quit. I quit drinking soda. I quit drinking a bunch of other stuff. And I ended up, putting the movie together, and then that's what happened. Bocas was born. I made the first one. We had it streaming for a while on Amazon Prime. We had it on a lot of different places. We actually had a huge movie premiere last year on October 10th over here in Brevard County. We had it played in several theaters for several weeks out here.
Is it still on Prime?
It just recently came down. I have it on YouTube now. You can find it there.
Okay.
So we have it there, and
you can always purchase a copy too. It's on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's always
Blu-rays of that. And then we have that, and then so October 10th, I always say is Bocas Day because actually that has a date back from the original issue of Bocas that I released back about 15, 16 years ago out in Philly. It was October 10th. It's kind of funny because I actually have the original paperwork, a news article that I have when I released it out there where they interviewed me on October 10th. So that became a significant date for me. That's why I released it last year. And that's why this year I'm like, October 10th is Bocas Day. And I want to have huge news about Bocas. Bocas is coming back to comics. On top of that, I'm working on a screenplay for Bocas 2, which is going to be crazier and stupider than the first one.
Now, I do have a comment. I got a comment, Jake. How did it feel beating up some of your best friends?
Oh, that was fun. You know, we took a guy like David Grace, right? David Grace is the sweetest guy in the world, and we made him a bad guy. You know, here he was. He was a skeezy bad guy. And anyone knows David Grace, this guy is the sweetest guy, a family man. He has daughters. He has a beautiful wife. But here he goes. He's playing this slimy, down, good-for-nothing guy. He's beating me up in the movie. I'm beating him up in the movie. And we're actually hitting each other for real. I'm like, all right, hit me as hard as you can. He would hit me in the face. It was like, this was over the top. Especially we had the one scene, especially the last scene where we're filmed out at over in downtown Melbourne, and one of the most historical houses in downtown Melbourne. And I'm laid out in the grass, and I'm like, dude, you got to hit me as hard as you can. He's like, you sure? I'm like, hit me as hard as you can. So he literally hit me as hard as he could in the face. He gave me a black eye, which was hysterical. He felt really bad. I'm like, don't feel bad, bro. We got to make this as authentic as possible. Because, I mean, David, if you see him, he's like 5'3", 5'4", and here I am, I'm 6'9". I'm like, no one's going to believe you hit me with this fake little punch. You got to hit me.
Now you since you've done Bocas, you've actually put a couple more things under your belt.
Yeah. So we did a little short. We did one House 226, which was like about a haunting that I supposedly had. It may be true, it may not be. I don't know. You know, that's for you to decide. And then after that, we had a ghost hunting show that we were producing. We did that, and then the Under Presence. We filmed all around Brevard County. You know, we've done that, and we were doing that, and then we were in the middle also filming The Human Virus, which I'm still working on, but I had to postpone because there was a few scenes that I wanted to film in downtown Melbourne where I actually took out a license to a permit so I could have unrestricted access and wherever I had to in the downtown area. And then COVID-19 struck, and they called me up and they're like, you can't film. And I was like, well, okay. So that happened in March. So then after that, I started working on another project. I figured, hey, you know, I'm going to start using online. So we started doing stuff online, putting together some other kind of project, which is some kind of weird slasher serial killer movie it's called Zoomed, that I'm putting together. We've been doing that, and we're having fun with that as we're putting that together, the serial killer film. And then I popped up in a few other people's projects as well around here in the county. And I just keep myself busy doing that. And then like I said, I've returned back to doing comics again, drawing. Like you showed the Bocas #1 cover there that I'm going to be relaunching pretty soon. And then I've done several other things. I just keep busy, bro.
Hey, and that's what you got to do, especially in these days.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, we hardly have no conventions anymore. I mean, we couldn't even put on Space Coast Comic Con.
No. Well, I thought you had that at the beginning of the year. You had that right before.
We did. We were like one of the lucky people. We had it right at the end of May, February there, and then COVID hit.
Yep, you got it right before it all ended.
Yes.
Okay, so you've been talking about Bocas, not Bocas. Jake has so graciously gave us a trailer. I hope this is the right trailer, Jake. I'm going to run it real quick. Everybody just watch and enjoy.
In the beginning, God created the heavens, and he filled it with the angels who were here before the age of man. And there was a war, and I chose the losing side. I fell to earth, and I laid in the siege of the land of Nod. Man was corrupted just like the firstborn. And I wandered the earth, killing, murdering man, my rage ultimately destroying me, and I falling to my knees before the Son of God. Then I heard his voice again as I repented. He told me it would be my mission until the ends of time, defending the weak and handing out justice and vanquishing evil. All you merely need to do is call my name. Bogas.
And there you go. There's Bokas.
Ooh, that voice scared me a bit.
Now,
that actually was done by the great Chuck Fresh himself.
That's what I was going to ask you if that was Chuck.
Did it freeze?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, that was Chuck.
Yeah, I can hear you,
Chuck
man.
Fresh.
Okay. Okay. So that's the awkward silences I don't like. So we'll just put up, Jake should still cosplay as Mike Estrada. Okay. And we got Robert Johnson. He liked that trailer. He's clapping over there.
Thank you, Robert.
Now, see, you just sold Cedric, and he'll be buying the Blu-ray from you.
Yeah,
see,
most definitely.
I get broke because Cedric wants to always do video games during his segment, so I get broke by the video games. But he gets broke.
Me. You don't have to buy the video game. All you got to do is just listen to me. That doesn't mean you have to go spend money on the game. That's your own personal choice.
But here's the thing. I bring him into our whole world of all the cool people we know, and he ends up buying all the comics and movies and everything that they do. Now, Cedric, you're going to have to watch out because Joel and Kathy, they have lots of movies.
Okay.
And you will go really broke with them.
That's how I already feel with the Kickstarters.
Now, I want
like an addiction.
It's better than most addictions out there.
That's true.
Sorry, guys.
I'm waving a gun around like a lunatic.
I know it's like, whoa, man. Which way do I go? Where's it going to land?
But at least the rest of us, is Kathy doesn't care and I don't care. That's just Jake. I mean, he's more intimidating than a gun, so I'm not even scared of the gun.
Oh, please. I'm like a big teddy bear when you get to know me.
Oh, you are.
But I got to pay you. I'm going to be like, hey, be scared of me, guys. Here's a $20 bill.
Look, and people don't believe me how tall he is until I show them a picture because I'm about 6 foot and I only come up to his shoulders. If even I come up to your shoulders. I think I come a little below your shoulders.
Yeah, Steve is pretty tall, man, for a guy. Most guys are like 5'5" these days. So, when I run up against someone 6 foot, I'm like, hey, you're almost there with me.
Oh yeah, and see, but he also knows my daughter loves Jake because it's one of the few people that's actually taller than my daughter. Because as Jake knows, my daughter's about 6'3", and she loves Jake because she has to look up to somebody instead of looking down. Okay. So, and Jake, I know you sent me the trailer for the human virus, and I don't think I got it uploaded. I apologize.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
You can always share it to the page afterwards.
Yeah. Is it on YouTube,
I can.
Jake? You can look it up on YouTube? Jake, can you look it up on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, let me go see if I find it on YouTube here. Let me see.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, let's go see.
Just so we can check it out.
Well, Trish usually tags that kind of stuff, so I think she can tag that and get that in there. And I was having a lot of trouble with trying to get the Boca's trailer over there, so it was one of those that I was really working to try to find one that would actually fit. I just lost Jake. There's Jake.
Am I here again?
Jake. You're here again.
Yeah,
Nice to see you.
I better not do that. I'm on my phone right now, so I'm like, no, let me not do that. I disappeared. I'm gonna take a look.
Like I said, Trish will sit there and she'll tag it over. That's what she does. That's what she gets paid to do.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't get paid at all.
I know. But that's what kind of work you give me.
Shut up.
He
Okay,
pays
we
you
got
with
another
love.
We got another comment. That this one's for Cedric. Hopefully you'll like Cat and Mouse and Trumps.
Yes, Roland, I'm super excited for him, man. Like, it's giving me chills already. I'm just waiting for it to come in.
Okay, you know what? But I got something for you guys, because while we were all sitting there talking and Jake disappeared, I already uploaded the human virus trailer, so we'll run that real quick. How's that?
Okay, let's do it.
Calling all deadheads out there. Do you have what it takes to be in the human virus? I don't think so.
It was great being here, but it's over, folks.
It's cool, Jake.
That looks
Thanks.
really cool and funny. And you know what's cool?
What's
This is what I like about Jake's movies. I recognize almost half the people in these things. So we got Dustin Wallace saying, "What's up, peoples?" Hey,
What's
Dustin,
up?
how you
Dustin?
doing tonight? Now I can keep going all night with Jake, but then Joel will actually choke me the next time I see him.
No,
So
that's only for Joe. I love all of you.
He took you anyway.
mhm.
I mean, he'll
'Cause
choke me
that's what
too.
the
And I'm pretty scared of Joel myself, so.
I can't reach Jake. I need a
Good.
step ladder.
Because since nobody knows what the D stands for in his middle name, that's why I gave him Dude. I'm gonna choke somebody. That's what the D stands for.
That's it.
So now
That is
Joel
it.
and Kathy, yep. Joel and Kathy, you have, I think, been in the business longer than anybody here on the screen tonight. So
about 40 years probably.
Him, not me.
no, because you're only like what, 25, Kathy?
Exactly.
That's
Right on the nose. Got it.
like
25 forever.
Now
Right.
the cool thing about what you guys don't know, well, Brittany probably doesn't know, Cedric probably doesn't know, but Jake probably does. You know, Joel just won the Best of the Bay for Best Actor and Best
Congratulations again, bro.
Filmmaker.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
And if I remember right, he is also a fellow Spacey Award winner.
That's right.
Ooh.
Spacey.
Jake, yeah. Best director, I think it was. Best director.
Intergalactic.
Yeah.
But you notice how I got to say fellow Spacey Award winner.
That's right.
You guys went to.
That's right.
I think the year before.
No.
And so
That's a pretty cool thing Jake does too. His Spacey Awards. That's a pretty cool thing and hard to put on.
It is.
And BJ Mann says, "Congratulations, Joel."
Thank you, Mr. Mann. Thank you.
No, that's
That's Mrs. Mann.
BJ Mann.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
roll.
that's
See,
RJ. No, it's a BJ. BJ Mann.
No, it's BJ.
Roll. That's
Look at the
Roland?
picture.
Before it said Roland. Before it said Roland.
Yeah. Well,
That's my mom.
Oh, hi, Mom. Sorry.
See, that's
I didn't know.
Roland.
Okay, see, I didn't. I'm just getting that. I didn't because I've known Roland for years
there's-
from the shows. I didn't
And
know.
there's
I didn't know that.
to be fair, it is on the phone and it's really tiny.
That is tiny.
It's really hard to see.
That's what she said. And then we go from there.
Yeah.
We got 2 thumbs up for Jake.
Thank
And
you, Rob.
Then we got
I'm
Roland saying, "I'm Roland." She's BJ.
That's
then
Roland. That's
BJ
kind of like
saying-
I'm Starfy. He's Hutch.
And then BJ saying, "I'm Roland's better half." So
There you go.
And see, this is why I wanted Joel, because I know Joel would liven up the show.
See, I've known Roland from the shows, but I never met his wife, never met his daughter, because I don't.
I've seen her before.
Was she at the shows? Yeah. Well, what were you doing, Brittany? I'm sorry. Working, but in costume? Was she hitting people on the head with a mallet? I don't know.
No,
And it's
I'm
been
usually
so
just
long.
at the table with my dad.
There you go. But it's been a long time since I've been to Daytona. I think, a couple of years now? I haven't been back.
Wow, yeah.
So
Well, nobody's
anyway,
been in Daytona this year.
I know Roland because I gave Roland either a Force 9 comic or a Ray Blast comic, and I gave one to Jake. I think I passed around a bunch of them the last time I was in Daytona.
Awesome comic too, by the way, man. Always love it.
Thank you. Roland says you've
And-
known me for known Roland for several years from the shows. Yeah. Well, now that's all
So-
cleared up.
But that's what makes
Oh,
my
man.
videos fun.
Wait,
You-
let me
see,
do
you
that
can't
one more
script-
time in Japanese. I've been practicing my Japanese. Let me do it one more time in Japanese. No, I don't have time for that.
See, I like I was gonna say, this is what I love about my show, because you can't script this. This is live. This is real. This is everybody at their best. Looks like Jake's falling asleep over there. Oh, there we go.
But just for future reference, always script, because I went and shot some scenes lately, and I said, I'll just and it's all social distancing. I can't have any actors together, so the parts I played myself were me talking to myself as another character. And I went there and I said stuff, and then I go, "Oh, that's good. Now let me do the flip flop." The other part of me saying it back, and I would go, "Wait, what did I say?" And then putting this thing together has been a nightmare because I can't remember what I said back to myself because I didn't script it. So always script. Don't try and wing it. That's Steve trying to
Well,
do this.
that's what on my shows we just wing it. That's the best. I mean, what last week my show got took over by a kid eating an apple. I mean, that was the best part of my show last week.
Yeah, it did.
Well, I've been on shows when the guest goes, "I gotta go take a shower right now," and
No,
they
that's
leave.
The host.
That was the host did that. The host did that. Yeah.
Oh, see, at least I took a shower beforehand.
There you go.
During the show, she said I gotta go take a shower. Like,
Well,
Said, I gotta
Well,
go get a shower. I'll be right back. I said, okay, I'll wait. I said, don't bother to get dressed when you come back.
that was
Sorry, Brittany.
interesting.
Oh yeah,
That was the evil Joel Weinkoop from episode 69.
and this is Kathy's face at that comment.
There you go.
Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah. He's like,
man.
somebody stop him.
Okay, Joel, you want to tell us a little bit about your career?
Well, well, I just started like in the 80s, and it was 1982. Well, in the 70s, I was doing Super 8 stuff. My dad bought me a Super 8 camera. And then in 82, my partner and I, Tim Ritter, we were just kind of starting out together. And we did a little thing called Twisted Illusions. Well, Tim did Day of the Reaper. Then I heard about him that he was my next door neighbor that I actually took care of as a kid. And he did this movie, Day of the Reaper, my nephew told me about. Then we got together and shot this movie called Twisted Illusions Incorporated. And then that's when we sent that in to Peerless Films. Actually did a lot of talking on the phone with them distributors. And then we met up with one distributor. It was an interesting story because we met up with one distributor. He goes, I'm going to give you this guy's name, but I shouldn't because he's going to kill me if he finds out it's me. But I kind of took his checks that were supposed to go to him, but they came to me. So I kept them. And I was, oh, man. And then he's like, yeah, we went to court. He sued me, but here's his number anyway. Good luck with it. And he called him. He remembered, and Jeff remembered the whole thing. And he goes, yeah, I was pretty nice to that guy. He's still paying me back the money he owes me. He owes me a lot of money. Apparently something with their he was via sign. The other guy was via sign. The checks should have went to Jeff, but they went to Al instead. And Al just kind of got him and went, oh, just put this in the bank. And then he got caught. So, but then we got Jeff interested in that. He gave us the money for Truth or Dare. And then right after Truth or Dare, we did Killing Spree. Then I did Lost Faith. We did Wicked Games. And then it really took off from there. And then Creep. And then we did all our, we were in Fangoria magazine from Notes from the Underground, and then Rue Morgue and Black Moon Rising and all these horror magazines. We were in all of them in the 80s and 90s. And Current Affair Television came and they shot a whole segment on us when we were making the movie Creep with Kathy Willits. And then after Creep, I think Dirty Cop No Donut came along, Screaming for Sanity. Then I moved to Tampa, and then I started getting really working for a lot of other filmmakers. And then I was going to like Kentucky and Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin and Indiana, New York for all these other filmmakers that were making their movies. And then I got that King of the B Movies thing came from Alternative Cinema in 1996. So I really kept busy since, late 70s. That was kind of high school, but still, using the Super 8 camera, but mainly the 80s, since 81, 82, starting off with Twisted Illusions and still doing the movies today now. So just trying to, I just trying to keep busy with it and keep making the movies the best I can. And, of course, I want people to enjoy them, but a lot of people that really like them a lot of people don't. That was fun to make, Paranormal Club. And that was another one.
Joel was talking too fast. I just waited. I couldn't keep up with him on showing pictures.
Yeah, I get going. She needs to have a gun with a bullet in it and slows me down a little.
Only a little.
Just as long as you don't mind, I throw up the pictures as you're talking. So.
Oh no, that's fine. That I like that because then you can see it and go, oh yeah, Paranormal Club. Because now my wife she was looking at my IMDb, I think, for this, and she goes, we got your 171. I go, no, I've done 174 movies to a week ago. So I'm like, who goes into IMDb and takes movies down? I don't get that, but maybe they're like, oh, that one sucked. I didn't like it. Click, 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 and they take them out. But you forget.
That's strange.
After a while, you forget. Way back in the 80s, I was like, yeah, I did, Twisted Illusions and Truth or Dare. All right. And now it's like 174 movies. And then you go back and you try and think, okay, I did this, and then you kind of get lost. And you're, yeah, that was Kathy. I made Kathy in that was Dead End in the Wine Coop Tales. And I told Kathy, I was writing a script for her called Onslaught. I said, but you're going to get out in the woods and you're really going to fight. And I told her in this one, this is going to be your dedication to that, because when she was out there, she's like, I'm hot, I'm tired. I go, you're not my wife now, you're an actress, so suck it up and kick his ass. I'm not going to tell you again. And the guy would be like, hey, Joel, she's getting a little close to my groin. I go, Jules, I don't care. Kathy, kick him. He can take it. He's a stand-up guy. Kick him. And then the fight scenes, throw the punches. I go, baby, nobody throws a punch like that. This is like you throw a punch. You got to whip it in there. So, I really put her through it. I made her throw the kicks and grab guys in headlocks and bust their heads against her knee. And it was a real good workout for her, and she does a really good, really cool job in it. And it was I think it was a fun short for the was the Wine Coop Tales, right?
Yeah, but no.
No.
This is for the action films.
Oh, well, it's in the Wine Coop Tales
It's
package,
in
ain't
the
it? Oh, it's in the Joel D. Wine Coop Action Pack. Yeah, that's right. And is it really? I thought
Oh,
that
no,
was Hez,
in Wine
Nakota.
Coop
It's in Wine Coop Tales. See, we fight like this all the time. We're just not doing it in front of. Usually, she pulls out a pan and hits me over the head. But we said no violence tonight, so that she got it.
Okay, I want the violence. Okay. Now I got a question because you sent me a picture of something, and I don't remember this one. And I try to pride myself on remembering your movies, but I don't remember Ouija Mummy.
Yeah, it's not out yet. It'll be out at the end of this month for Halloween. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, the cover's awesome. There's Ouija Mummy, Dinah Gore, JVH comes out this month too, which is Jekyll versus Hyde. What else? Dinah Gore. Dinah Gore just came out. JVH comes out. Ouija Mummy comes out, and something else. And then your movie, Inheritance, will be out soon. Maybe.
What did I get myself
So yeah,
into?
probably 5 or 6 movies of ours coming out before the end of the year. And that Ouija Mummy is I play a guy called Karate Irving. Is pretty funny. He's a pizza delivery guy. But the gist of the whole show is a girl, Kathy plays this part where she kind of discovers this archaeologist ancient curse, and the mummy comes to life and takes over this other girl. And it's a bunch of, I don't know, family members or kids hanging out. Yeah, and then she just becomes this possessed mummy type thing and attacks everybody. Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty cool. We got to see it, so it's pretty neat.
Now I'm going to throw up this picture. Tampa Bay Screams. Catherine.
Nice. There, that's Truth or Dare 5. Yeah, that's from Truth or Dare 5. That was for convention Tampa Bay Screams. This is our 4th or 5th convention now, I think.
It would have been the 5th year, but it's going to be in March.
Yeah,
August.
Of course, like COVID's put everything else off. I heard just Spooky Empire got canceled and Tampa Comic-Con got canceled. And ours, we put off Tampa Bay Screams to March. But that was Kathy in that. She got pretty bloody in that in Truth or Dare 5.
Now, see, I'm going to put up Lost Faith.
But
again,
each movie, each role is a lot of fun to do. And what's the best is to find out, who really likes them. But even if you're like, oh, I couldn't stand it, I hated it, that's okay because they're not for everybody. And that's Cope Ransom from Alien Agenda Endangered Species. And the neat thing about his character and one of my characters called Nick Hazard from The Bite, and my character Dan Hess from the Truth or Dare movies, and Tyree from my television show The Other Side, and Steve Nakota from Lost Faith, and Nakota. They I shoot a scene in the Craiglon incident with all 5 of them. They all meet at a place they call the Nexus, and they all meet each other and talk to each other. So it's basically for me, because I thought it would always be cool to have all my characters meet up somewhere. But to the people that follow my movies, like if they know me from Dirty Cop No Donut or Creep or Screaming for Sanity or Ouija Mummy for the new ones or Clownado, stuff like that, those people I think will enjoy that because they probably
I'm intrigued.
all those movies where all those characters came from. So I'm hoping a lot of people that do see, they'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. All those characters are interconnecting. And then I'm thinking all my movies, I like my characters to connect with other movies. And this one I do it 5 times. But like I had the Bite crossed over with Raging Bells and our Truth or Dare thing. We did that one time, and people that really like our movies, the Twisted Illusions movie, the one guy who went on, it was like a big quote from him. He was like, there's 13 references to Twisted Illusions, and he was bringing up things that I didn't even know I had in there that I guess I just threw in there not thinking. And this guy sees the movie and he's going, oh, that reference was from this movie, and that reference was from that movie, and that reference was from that movie. And then the character Dan Hess has been, I've portrayed him in like probably 8 or 9 movies besides the Truth or Dare movies, other filmmakers' movies. So it's just all cool to see all those characters come together and then put the movies out there. And Jake can tell you just from his Focus premiere, when you get that instant response when somebody sees your movie and they're really excited about it, or if they're not, if you're like, dude, wake up, did you watch the movie or were you sleeping? I was eating this popcorn, man. Oh, okay.
He is paying you.
So anyway,
Joel,
hi, Brittany.
Hold on. Hi, Brittany. Okay, Joel. Okay,
he cut us off. Steve cut me off.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I cut you off because
Oh,
I tried to.
No, I don't know. I, can't
I
hear
tried to
him.
ask you a question like
It
10
looks like
minutes
his mouth
ago.
is moving, but I don't hear him.
His mouth is moving. Yeah.
You can't hear
you
me?
guys.
Can Jake? Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
I hear you.
Okay.
No
Okay,
sound.
so they
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
hear.
It
Okay,
might just
so
be
I'm
us. I
gonna
might talk too much.
Can't hear anything.
tell us about Clownado.
Can't
Hold
hear
on
you.
1 second. I know.
All right, I know.
Let's
I can't
see.
hear you.
Yeah. Tell us about Clownado.
He must be trying to fix this.
Okay. Okay, so we got
You can read that.
hey,
They did say tell us about
Trish,
Clownado.
type
Says he
over
can't
tell
hear
to
you,
jump
man.
out and come back. Well, I know. I can
Brittany,
see. I
can
can
you
hear
hear
if
me?
you can't
Give me a
hear us.
thumbs up if you can hear me. Oh, you can? Oh, we can't
We
hear
can
any
hear
of you. I thought I was talking too much and
Yeah.
Steve cut me off.
Yeah, we don't have any
No.
No,
sound
so I think
at
Yeah,
all.
there's no sound.
I think can you hear me?
I see your mouth moving,
Yeah,
but we
I
can't
can
Yeah.
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yes, I can hear
So-
everybody just
What
fine.
did he say?
I don't know. It
I-
says something about a rock. Rock. Brittany, can you still
So-
hear me?
Joel.
Rock. Oh, Clownado
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, I think it said talk about Clownado.
Oh, Clownado was a lot of fun. Okay. I did Clownado when 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess about 2 years ago. That was for Todd Sheets. Todd Sheets wrote Hurricane Hawk, and he told me about it the last time he was at Tampa Bay Screams. In fact, it was kind of neat. We were at Tampa Bay Screams, and Todd came up to me and he goes, "Joel, I want to do a scene with you in one of my movies." And I go, "Okay, cool." So he went away, and he came back like I don't know, an hour later, an hour and a half later, and he's ready to do that scene. And I go, "Oh, you remember right now?" And he goes, "Yeah." So we went to the back of the hotel and we shot a little scene there for him. He just wanted it for the end credits, and it was for his movie Dreaming Purple Neon. And that's when he told me, he goes, "I got this new movie I'm doing," and I think it was supposed to be because he said he wanted me as a truck driver, but I think that was for his werewolf movie. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call from him or a Facebook, and he goes, "Joel, I want you to be in my next movie. The movie's called Clownado. I want you to play this character. His name is Hurricane Hawk." And he goes, "It's just, I'm really going to make it. I'm going to let you go." Well, what it was, when I stepped off the airplane in Missouri, he met me there and I'm getting my baggage. And I told him, I took out a piece of paper and I go, "Todd, I hope this is okay, but I kind of added this to the script. I hope that's all right." And Todd was like, "Man, that's why I hired you, Joel, because I know this is what you can bring in the performance." So there was the dialogue. And then there's the stuff I wanted to put on top of the dialogue. And that was a lot of fun. And then it came to flying plane. When the flight was supposed to be me get up in the air, switch with the pilot, so I fly the plane, so the other plane flying next to us could video out the window and show me flying the plane. But the pilot told me first, he goes, "There's no way in the world can we do this because I can lose my flying license. I can't let you do that." So I said, "Okay." He goes, "Well, what I'm going to do is take your vest." So I stayed on the ground. The two pilots went up. Todd was in one plane, and the pilot was in the other plane. He wore my vest, but all the close-ups were shot, of course, at the airport in the hangar or out on the runway. And those are a lot of fun because if you watch the outtakes of Clownado, Jake's probably seen it. There's a whole section where it says "See Hurricane Hawk," and you click on that. It's just me going nuts with. I'm in the cockpit of the airplane and I'm going, "I'm giving her all she's got, Captain, and she can't take much more." And just a bunch of stuff like that, just kind of really whacking out there. And there's a funding video for Clownado when Todd was raising money, and Todd comes out of the elevator and I come out of the elevator and I'm like, and Todd's like, "Hey, I'm here to tell you about my," and I go like, "Shut the fuck up, Todd. I'll do all the talking around here." I mean, it's just, if Jake's seen it, it is funny coming out of the elevator and yelling and screaming and talking about getting financing and talking about the money for Clownado. But the whole movie was a blast to make. Todd was really cool. All his cast, his crew, they were all awesome. They all treated me really good. They get along good, and they put a good production on, and they work very well together. So it was a lot of fun doing Clownado. Sorry if I'm talking too much.
I saw it on Amazon Prime. It was pretty good.
Oh, we still can't hear you though.
Yeah, you can't. You still can't hear us, right?
You watch, all right.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's do this real quick. Let's tell.
Well, if you try backing out the
Bell.
studio and come back in, it might work.
Come back in.
Yeah, but he can't hear you
Okay,
say that,
leave
Cedric.
and come back.
Yep, they heard you.
Well, they didn't hear
Or
this.
they
So,
saw it.
and I think it's funny. Cedric's over there. Back out of the studio. They can't hear you, Cedric.
They can read my lips.
No, they're not
Read
that
my
good.
lips.
So why are we doing this over here? While we're waiting for him to come back in, we're gonna go over Retro Spectrum. Says, I say, hey, what's going on? That's Brandon.
Gotcha. They're back.
So, and they're back. Can you hear us now?
Yes, but I gotta show you my cool sign anyway, because Jake was like doing some artwork, so I had to do that too. It says can't hear you, but now I can hear you. So
That's a very creative sign. Put a lot of hard work and effort into it. I like it.
Yeah, and this one's for Roland.
And we got Gary Clark that says, sup, Roland. Sup, Gary. You can't say sup to me, but you say it to Roland, who ain't even on my show. And then we got a hi, Brittany.
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, well, I'm banning him because he can't even say hi to me. So, see, now you're banned, Gary.
At least Gary showed somebody on the show some love.
Well, Cedric, you're on the show. You don't get love anymore.
Poor Gary.
Oh, well, that's for Jake and Roland right there. Your little
Woohoo! Thank you,
Hold
bro.
on. Hold on,
Spider-Man.
Keep it up there.
Okay.
No, put that back up there.
That's what's up, man.
Nice.
Hey, now, speaking of Joel's artwork, I actually have an original Joel D. Winecoop Punisher.
Oh, cool! You do, don't you? That's right. I remember doing that.
Yep, that
I
was
think I
at the
drew that
wrestling.
Did I draw that in Daytona or was it Orlando?
No, that one was the wrestling convention that we were at.
Yeah, that's Vanessa's one, I think. Cool. You
Yeah,
still have
up
that?
there. I still have it. It's in my file of artwork. Just like I got a kick-ass fucking sorry about my language. I got a kick-ass They Live. Well, she's from California. She's heard worse.
I have heard worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
In multiple languages.
Todd Sheets and I were playing bingo. This is the best part of Clownado for me because I kicked his ass all through the game. But there was a girl there. She was about 16 or 17. She's also in Clownado. And every time I would score on Todd, or Todd would hit the ball, and I still won the game. I beat Todd Sheets, but he hit the ball over, and if I did miss, I'd go shit. And the girl would go, "You're gonna buy me food every time you curse." And she goes, "I'm gonna put a little glass here, and you got to put a quarter in it." So the glass is pretty full by the time we finish the game, but I still won.
Now, what I was saying is, I got this cool. I got a Punisher from Jake also because Jake is a Punisher fan, but I also got this cool They Live picture drawing from Jake, and that's in with my my artwork that hasn't ever made the wall yet.
Is it not good enough to make the wall? It should be good enough to make the wall.
You got to remember, I've known Jake for many years, so there's many different walls that's come around.
Yeah, he has like about 500 different walls.
Jake, have you known me longer than Steve? Didn't you and I meet before you and Steve met, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I met you. I met you a few years beforehand. Yeah.
In Daytona.
Yeah.
What year? Maybe way back. Yeah, I think so.
It was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, Steve. So I'm up one on you, man.
That's okay. You old man, so you gotta know a lot more people than me.
That's right. Get my crutches.
Exactly. Now, Joel, I got a question for you, Joel. How many film? Oh, we lost Brittany.
I want to talk to Brittany. impatient.
There she goes.
There she is. Sorry, Brittany.
I was screaming.
Sorry about that.
We're screaming for sanity.
Joel, how many movies do you make in a year? Because I know you're always doing casting calls and everything. So I'm just.
How many think I did this year?
Well, this
Well,
year.
not this year. This year don't
We'll be
count.
here.
Yeah, last year probably 7 or 8.
Well, 5 or 6 for other people.
At least 5 or 6 for other people. And then I don't know how many productions I had of my own. And of course, this year is slower because of the old COVID thing. The whole reason I did Craigline Incident, I just stepped outside my door and told Kathy, I go, shoot me talking to the camera. Now move over here. I'll move over here and shoot me talking to myself. And that was a joke. And then all of a sudden I was, calling actors in from Australia and New York and Los Angeles. And then, of course, in town, too. And that turned into the Craigline Incident, just getting way too out of control. But that was this year. But before that was all the other movies I've done, worked for other filmmakers. And then, of course, hired out to write and edit and shoot stuff. And Jake and I always wanted to do something. The first time I met Jake, I was like, man, I got to put you in a movie. My character's going to have to jump up and swing at your face.
I want to get beat up by you, Joel. We got to make that happen.
Yeah. So that's something Jake and I talked about that. I think, Jake, when you're just doing the comic, I don't think you were doing movies yet, I think. Because we talked about it. I said, geez, Jake, I'd love to. First we met you, when you were walking around, you had your comic with you. And I think I talked about that right away. I said, I'd love to have a fight scene with you, man. But I said, but I'll need a ladder to get up to hit you. But I don't know, 6, 7 movies a year, maybe sometimes, working for other people and myself.
Now, Brittany. Now, do you have any questions for these guys? I mean, you're the youngest out of everybody here. Do you have any questions for you, Jake? I see that's spray painted hair on there. Okay, so
I know. I keep it good, right? Right? It's good hair job.
Now, because Brittany, you've been quiet over here. I haven't said anything about you munching on the potato chips and everything as we going on. So, do you have any questions? I already told you you can't be shy on my show. I'm gonna bug you.
I appreciate that. I'm not shy, so please do. Questions. I don't know. Any words of advice, pieces of wisdom?
Brittany, tell me what I don't. You said, tell me about what you're doing, Brittany, because I don't know. I mean,
well, okay,
I know
we'll go into what
artist, and I didn't get to really talk to you, and I know you've done a lot of stuff, but I really don't know. So, tell me what you've done.
We'll go into Brittany. We'll go into Brittany here in a second. Let's throw on the
No, you'll go into it right now, and you'll love it.
No, God. Okay, then I won't show your trailers then. We can go show Brittany's trailer.
Don't make me shoot this cell phone.
Show Brittany. A gun.
Okay.
The pen is mightier than a pistol.
I can go get a gun.
Yeah.
You got guns over there.
I got guns too, so I mean, we
I do too.
See? Well, you look at those guns right there. Okay,
there you go.
But just because of Joel wants to be a butthead, I'm doing Brittany's trailer right now so you can see what she's doing.
I want to see Brittany. That was my idea.
That? Need what? The road map. Does this have maps in it? It's a map to God, Johnny. And if it wasn't for that road map, I would never have been found.
Like, if God was real, why would there be so much suffering in this world?
I made a mistake, and I made her do that horrible thing, and I can't forgive myself.
It's not over yet. This is what forgiveness is all about.
I'm afraid it's not good news. The plan is to make sure you're as comfortable as you can be.
Isn't that what you want from me? That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for us.
I don't have any more time.
And I know that right now you must feel like you cannot carry on without her. There's always hope. It's not over yet.
You don't want to move. How did I get here?
You know.
I do? There must be some mistake. I mean, so much more to do.
Forget what is behind and look to what is ahead. You have a lot to learn. We have all of eternity to learn.
Jonathan? You're here!
The most important thing is that in all the doubts, fears, worries, and all the times you stumbled and fell, you still believed.
We all have a different road that God gives us. They all lead to one place.
Did you know that many people have been waiting for you, Jonathan? Are you ready for the next part of your life?
Now I have a question
so
for Brittany
there's
because
her
our
trailer.
signal was lagging, so it was skipping. But what part were you in there, Brittany?
So I played the younger version of the lead
We're
female.
gonna have to come back and come back in because we don't have sound again.
Our sound's gone again. Hang on, Brittany, because I want to.
Ooh, up close and personal.
Hey, what's going on? And you know what, Brittany? I feel so sorry for Trish because I kept she kept hearing that same trailer go over and over and over again while I was trying to get it all set up onto the studio. Not that it's a bad thing, but she got to hear that trailer clip.
Can you hear us now,
I think that
Joel?
was the first time you actually saw it.
Kathy?
Yeah, I did the first time I saw it. Now I have to see the movie.
Okay.
Hey, Jake.
I hope so.
But Joel, I'm going to show you something because I'm going to pop this up real quick so you can see that she was actually nominated for Best Supporting Actress in that movie.
I saw that. Very nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
So, now when do you find out if you won, or did they already do that?
So they already announced the winners. I did not win, but it was just super sweet to be nominated. So.
Right.
Well, you're a winner to all of us. You're a winner to all of us.
That's
So
definitely
just
an
know that.
accomplishment.
Thank
Brittany, what it is, you already accomplished that by doing the role. It's not really. It's neat to always get that. You get a plaque or something, but just to know you're a part of it with everybody else. That's what's really cool. And you can sit back and say, "Hey, I was a part of that." So.
Absolutely.
And it's a faith-based film.
Yeah, it's a faith-based film. It's not like overtly like, hey, but it has an element of faith to it. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna do a real quick clip because she also did a behind-the-scene thing, and I cut a couple things out on her. But talking about it being a faith-based, I'm going to do this one real quick.
This film is a huge advocate for life, and life continues after Earth.
Okay, it didn't finish. It says after Earth, but
I mean, that was pretty quick.
Yeah,
Well,
I told you it was quick.
That was a screen grab from the movie?
No, that was from the behind the scenes.
Oh,
that was
okay.
a screen grab. That was one of her comments on from behind the scenes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, I guess I didn't see the behind the scenes video.
Oh, you didn't see the behind the scenes?
No, I didn't. I guess I didn't see which one you posted or you shared.
It was just
okay. Well,
the picture.
Oh.
The video.
Well, no, it didn't play for you. It played over here, and there's another one from behind it. I got another quick one that I stole because I didn't have a lot of pictures of Brittany. I didn't want to be that crazy old man taking pictures and stuff. So I stole a couple things from the behind the scenes. So here's one about her talking about her coworkers.
The crew, the
co-stars.
cast, everybody is so welcoming, so kind, but then also so professional and just really good at what they do.
So, like I said, little screen grabs. I didn't want to go like because that's a whole like 5-minute behind the scenes video.
Very nice. So, and it's always nice to talk about your co-stars, your cast, your crew, because those are the people that are going to hire you back. You're going to do that movie, then they're going to want to do another movie, and they're going to say, "Hey, let's get Brittany back on this." Because I mean, that's the business.
Yeah, well, this crew, the cast and the crew of this of Heaven was probably one of my favorite sets that I've ever worked on. Just everybody was so professional and so sweet, and just I don't know, they were all about like just having a good time and doing a good job, and so that it made the experience that much more enjoyable.
Nice.
So what got you into acting? Like what got you into wanting to become an actress and be in movies and or TV shows and stuff?
So I grew up watching a lot of like older television shows, like I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, Carol Burnett, and like those are some of my favorites. But I did theater as a kid and did theater up until I was 15, 16. And then did my first short film when I was 16 and fell in love with the beauty of film and being able to like just shoot something, and then if you didn't like it, you can do it again and do it a different way. And whereas theater, it's live and you mess up, you mess up. But I think film is really beautiful, and as an actor, I think it's also really cool and smart to know the ins and outs of behind the scenes. So I really enjoy like learning about lighting and camera setup and whatnot, because I think it's wise.
Now, Brittany, you have a whole list. Like I said, I didn't know as much as I did last night when I started stalking you to find out stuff about you. You have a whole list of credits under your belt, and one of them, Trish, is like you're her new superstar.
Clean that camera good, Jake. Make sure you clean it good. Get all the fingerprints off.
I'm her biggest fan, wasn't it? Or she's my
she's
my new favorite.
Yeah, Trish said you're her new favorite like superhero. There we go.
Oh.
Something like that. Because especially when she found out you were in Insurgent.
Yeah, I was in the Erudite faction, so that was one of my like first, I guess, bigger budget films that I like got to be a part of. I was just a little extra, but it was so much fun.
I knew her win.
Now I'm going to throw one more thing up there of yours, another video of yours, possibly if I can find where it's at for you. Well, where did it go? Did I not put it up there? Oh, give me a few seconds because you sent your demo reel over.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we can kind of get a taste of all your stuff. And I had a question about one thing because I watched the demo reel while I was at work.
Only one question? Wow, you're slacking, Steve.
Yeah. My question is, why do I have Cedric on my show?
You have me here because you love me, man. That's why you have me here. We got that special connection.
Okay. Well, let's see. Robert liked all the videos over there. And and BJ, man. And that's BJ, Joel, not Roland. BJ.
Yeah, that's Mom. I got that now.
That's Mama Man. Says, share what projects you've been working on, including Heaven. And we'll get there because I want to do your demo reel. And this Dustin Wallace is full of passion. I don't need to know what kind of we're not that kind of show. Cedric finally caught it. Okay. So here is
Brittany, what you mean, Dustin.
Brittany Mann's demo reel, guys.
Lou, you got a decision to make. You asked me to trust that God would get us through the war. And I did. So I'm asking you to trust that God's gonna get us through this now. All of us, including Kathleen. So you wanna go and travel the world? Fine. Go. Whatever. I ain't stopping you. but you know where we'll be.
It's not a big deal. His name is Duke. He's my age, and we met at school.
I'm your new partner.
You will live again.
No, it was my granny.
At least I'm gonna say that
What's
I
the
tried.
sense of hurting
I
my
really
pride?
can't
Baby,
stay.
don't hold out.
Oh, but it's cold outside.
Brittany, nice job.
Thank you.
What was the one?
That is a
Mirrors? What was the one? Mirrors looks cool.
Yeah.
yeah. That was one of my questions. Is that something upcoming?
No, so unfortunately, I shot that, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. The project they ended up, I don't think, even finishing the pilot. They were working on the pilot for that for us, and it was super duper cool. This sci-fi crime show pitch for a TV show, and it was a lot of fun. I had red dreads and held big guns and got to beat people up, and so I was all for it. That's not normally what people cast me for, so I was very excited.
Yeah, it looked cool. All of that looked good. I would definitely, if I was shooting something, I'd want to use somebody like you because you show a lot of talent in that. So good job.
Thank you. Well, maybe we'll work together one day.
Yeah.
Very good job on my favorite Christmas song.
That's your favorite Christmas song?
Cool,
Absolutely.
I love that song. That was a lot of fun to make.
That's what's neat when you can do a lot of things. You can do a movie, you can do infomercial, you can do TV commercials, you can do stage plays, and just anything that comes your way, you just do as much as you can. So, and it looks like you're already doing it, so that's great.
I love it, so I'll take it where they'll use me.
There you go. That's what you got to do.
What did you say, Trish?
Christian commented.
Christian Basil?
Yeah.
I thought I said Christian Bale at first. I was gonna be like, "Holy crap, Batman!"
No, Santa is here, Bocas. Nah, he's Mr. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS right there.
What's up, Christian?
And then Robert, would you like to do Broadway or have you already? Who are you talking to? Jake, Joel, Kathy, or Brittany?
Brittany, I say he's talking to
Brittany. Yeah, I think he's talking to Brittany.
Yeah. I think Jake would do excellent on Broadway.
Yeah, in
I'd
tight.
be like, ooh, as a ghost as I fall off stage.
And then let's see. Dustin said the musical thing was cool and mirrors.
Yeah.
And then Christian's also saying he's Batman.
I'm Batman.
He's Doctor Who. He ain't Batman. Okay, now Brittany, on top of being an actor. I mean, I try not to say actress and actor. I just say actor altogether. Trying to be PC these days.
PC, no.
Well, anybody who knows me knows that's the hardest thing for me to be. Let's see. Christian, I want to see Jake in tights. I can see him singing Robin Hood Men in Tights.
For $29.99, Christian. 5 payments for $29.99.
A second.
Now you also are a singer.
Yeah.
Are you singer songwriter? Just a singer? Elaborate, please.
Yeah. So I've been singing since I was like out of the womb. But I started competing when I was about like basically. But I started like doing talent competitions when I was like 9 or 10 and did them for several years and sang at different shows. I was hired to do a couple shows and then ended up going to college and got a degree in recording arts to learn how to produce and engineer my own music. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I hate producing my own stuff, but I like producing other people. So I usually get someone else to produce my stuff. But I actually had a song come out back in May, and it's called Why. It's on all of the streaming platforms. And then I have a Christmas song coming out in about a month, and then an EP coming out in a couple months.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Very neat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Christian says you're selling yourself cheap, Jake. He's seen people do it cheaper on QVC.
Who watches QVC, man? We got YouTube and Facebook now, bro. Get up with the times, Christian.
And Christian says, hello, deviants. Hello, Christian. So I got to see when Christian's going to come on and do my show. I know he's all big time, with all the Whovians and everything. Mm-hmm. But we can have Whovians clash and merge with the deviants.
There you go.
Okay, Robert, before we go over to Dustin, Robert says, nice voice, too.
Thank you.
And then Dustin, so when acting, do you have to have previously experienced the emotion to portray it perfectly, or can some do it without experiencing the emotion? And that's going to go through all four of y'all up there.
Yeah, you can.
I'll go first.
Okay, don't everybody speak at once.
I'll go first. There are different kinds of acting. Like for me, I'm not a method actor, so I like to read the script, see what my character's like, and then I'll just go and do it. There's one of my favorite interviews. Ian McKellen was talking about how he can be, a wizard, and he's like, "You tell me to be a wizard, I'm gonna be a wizard," and that was basically it. And so that's kind of my thing. Sometimes if I tend to cry in literally everything that I book. There's something where they want me to cry, so I've gotten really good at crying on cue. But
do they bring you an onion to cut up to bring the tears on?
No, I wish that might help it some. I remember one time the director was like an actor's director, and he came up in my ear and just said like these really awful things, and I just started crying. And he goes, "Okay, shoot now."
Oh man. That's horrible.
Now
that's horrible.
Now that you bring up crying, I'm gonna put up Christian's biggest challenge for me is how do you cry on demand? Still for all four of you up there, so you can go back to the previous question and this question all together. Brittany's already kind of did it, so now it's the rest of you three. And I think Jake froze.
No, I'm here.
Go, Jake.
Okay. All right, so how do I bring emotion?
Yeah, how do you bring emotion into? Do you already have to feel it or lived it to be able to portray it, or can you just portray it?
I try to think about something terrible that's happened. Something that I can relate to with the character. Something that I look at characters as real people. So, if I can relate to the character, I try to become it, so more or less the emotion becomes me, if I'm angry, I'm angry. I'm going to kill you. You got to bring that emotion.
This isn't ESPN, Steve. You don't need to tell the
not cry. Not cry. I have to think about Christian Basil dressed up as Santa, and then I cry.
And Cedric, we go to everybody, even the sports fans. So I got to keep up the scores there. I'd rather them be watching our show. I'd rather them be watching our show than the NFL. So if I can keep them up to date with the scores, they stay here.
I like that.
Right on, bro. Right on.
Okay, sorry about that, Jake. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
So who's winning, man? Who's winning the game?
Oh, you didn't see that? We got Tampa winning. Tampa is winning 10-0 right now.
Okay,
Right
cool.
now. Right now.
So right now. But Joel, it's Chicago. Tampa might actually have a chance.
You think so?
It's the Bears, so yeah, we're good. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got Dustin saying not just sadness, but any emotion, which I did through with the anger and stuff. So, and then we'll go on to these other two. I make Jake cry. I just eat his laptop in front of him.
Wrong
Man, that's
ethnic
just
group,
wrong.
bro. I am Puerto Rican. Okay, get it straight. Tacos are for my fellow Mexicans. I like rice and beans. Okay, yo quiero Taco Bell mañana.
I like tacos.
See, now we know how to make Jake get emotional. Mix the cultures up.
There you
go. And then Christian's like, gotta ask me on the first silly rabbit. Oh, he's talking about us merging with him.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what, Christian? Trish will be getting hold of you because we are trying to get a podcaster show together.
Yep.
So I do want to get you on here. So now, Joel and Kathy, how do you guys come up with emotion?
Well, Kathy just did a movie, and I was very proud of her. It's the first movie that I went to, and I sat in the back room and watched episodes of Sonny and Cher, and went and ate Cheetos and grabbed Cokes out of the thing, and I didn't do really anything, and it was all about Kathy, which I was very proud of her and very cool. So I'll let her tell you guys, because she did a lot with her character, and it's she's starred in other stuff, but I would say this is the first time she's really played the gambit with all of her character, and I'll kind of let her talk about it.
Well, it was nice because I wasn't the girlfriend or the wife or the mom. I was actually getting to play.
Sit still, buddy.
So basically, I'm a lot like Brittany. I just read the script.
Okay.
I read the script and just see what the character is going to be like, and then I go with it. What's entailed, like this last character that he's talking about, I had a wig. I had a lot of heavy makeup. She was a total bitch. And pretty much once I had all of that on, I totally became a bitch the whole time I was on set. Not mean, but the character was very easy to do once you have all that, the
So
hair,
not too far, not too far off from real life.
The whole situation there. So it's pretty easy for me to do. It's just, like I said, you just read the script and you just become that character. Like she said, if I'm going to be a wizard, oh, okay, then I guess I'm a wizard. So it's very, very easy to do.
Now, speaking of that, has any of you been a wizard? No wizard for you, Brittany?
Yeah, I don't know. Did everybody hear
I
that?
was Gryffindor.
Yeah, we
Brittany, can you
heard
hear
you.
us?
You're a Gryffindor?
Give me a thumbs up, Brittany, if you can
But
hear
we
us.
can't hear them.
What do you think I am?
Oh, we can't hear
Off
you.
and on again. Hold on.
Oh, okay, it's down. We'll try again.
I'd have to say you're probably either Slytherin or Hufflepuff.
Which one are you going to go with?
Hufflepuff.
I'm a Slytherin.
Oh, I was wrong.
I know the family. She's a snake, man. Hey, that's a good thing.
Did we completely drop out? Did you hear any of that?
Yeah, you dropped
No,
off.
y'all dropped out. I think Jake said he's got to log off.
We
I gotta
heard
go in a second,
everything.
guys.
Okay, Jake, thank you for coming on tonight, man.
It was good.
Jake,
nice
Good
meeting
to
you,
see you
man.
guys again.
I'll
Nice meeting
definitely
you,
be
Brittany.
checking
Good
out
meeting you,
Bocas.
Cedric. Yes.
Hey, Jake,
Hit me up. I'll talk to you.
All
Take it
right,
easy,
Most
Jake.
definitely.
Jake, don't be a stranger. You keep in contact with us.
I will, man. I will. You don't be a stranger. I'm always here. All right, guys.
And
have a good night.
Take care, man.
I'm always strange. Have Have a good night, Jake. I think he's off, but he's froze.
He's frozen.
At
So
least
we're gonna go.
he's smiling.
There we go.
Well, Steve, I don't know how much you heard of Kathy's because she dropped out, but she was saying, like Brittany, just when they tell you this is the character you're going to portray, and they told Kathy what she was going to be, and she's going to be pretty evil and nasty, but she still had her times when she was supposed to be sweet and nice, but it was to get her own way, and that's the character she was playing. Is that what you're trying to say? Something like that?
Basically,
Yeah. That if you're given the lines to play the part, but it's what you can do with it once you start doing it.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So, what do you portray when you're dressed like that?
That's Aunt Rhonda.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah.
She's a bitch.
So that's the one you're talking about.
Oh yeah, she will do whoever, whatever to get what she wants.
And then I'll put over what emotion comes from that.
Well, I'm about to kick some alien butt right there.
Tell them about it.
Well, that's the Craiglon incident.
Well,
you tell them about the Craiglon
Tell them that you're
incident.
Emma Crusher. You're being from another
movie.
world. You're Bob Crusher's daughter. You're there to fight aliens.
Go ahead.
Tell them that.
You wrote the whole Craiglon incident.
And Brittany's still sitting there. Is how did I get talked into this?
Yeah, I ended up watching that trailer last night or whatever, and I thought that was pretty cool. It definitely made me laugh a little bit. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Well, do
you
yeah.
Do you want me to actually show that trailer this time?
Yes, it would be nice.
Okay. Let me show the trailer.
And the Craiglons, they want to help us because the Cromley are going to try and take over all the realities, every reality, everywhere.
Holy super coincidences, Parsons. That sounds just like Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I suggest we come up with something now.
I'm back. Back at this same phone booth where I started my mission.
Whoa! Flying saucer! But I didn't want to stay here. I'm gonna get out of here.
Strange thing that's happening, and some people have actually claimed that aliens have invaded Earth.
Oh no, it's UFO! Oh, that's way over my head.
Damn stinking aliens. You blew it all up.
Right. Bring on the aliens.
Excuse me, sir. We're with Eyewitness News. What are you doing?
Oh, stay back. This whole area is contaminated.
Is this something from the Bible? Is this Revelations? Is this an alien invasion?
Blast them with your sonic powers, and I'll hit them with an intense ray blast.
Oh my gosh, what a dream!
That's Academy
That was
Award
great.
So
right
fun.
there.
Yeah, that was.
Up for an Oscar right there.
It's
I
going to
like
be
the
so
kid where he's like,
stupid.
I'm
it'll
out
be
of here.
funny.
Now Dustin
You have
has
to
a,
realize though, this movie is really gone through so much because everything is done social distancing. The only people that you see on screen at the same time live together because everything was done social distancing.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people say they're doing a social distance movies and the two girls
Yeah.
are making out or the guy and the girl are making out and people are making out and people have feet in their mouth. This was nobody's touching anybody. This is everybody's completely separate. There's one guy in Australia doing his scenes to a guy in Minnesota, and I just make it so they look like they're talking to each other. But so it's truly social distant. There are no people together. Like I said, there's a lot of movies out there. They might say it's a social distance movie, but the two guys are fighting in arm wrestling or strangling each other, and that's not social distancing. So I truly made it that the only people that were in it together was like Kathy and I, Bob Glazer and Jules Sierra, Eric D. and Kate Phoenix. That's it. Everybody else those are people that live together. The other ones are all everybody separated because of the whole COVID and the whole social distancing and staying by that guideline. And I took that little online quiz to say that I, took the steps to have it safe. I made it safe because nobody was on the set together.
Yeah. And that scene where you see the guy he's like, "Oh, stay back, it's contaminated." I was in the car, and I think Joel was like 20 feet away with the camera, just to be definitely far enough apart. And even one of the alien scenes, one of the guys you see him shooting, he's in New York, and he's shooting an alien that's actually was shot here in Florida.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, we had the sheriff's copter came down on top of us.
Yeah, that was so
I told my wife we were shooting all the scenes in the deep woods, so a lot of people wouldn't see us. But then we had to come into a clearing where there's these big stone rocks because those stone rocks here match the stone rocks that were in New York and Rockaway Beach. So I said, we got to go get that at the end of the day. And when we did, everybody saw us out there, and I pulled out the big laser gun and the laser pistols and the laser rifles. And just as we're finishing, my wife goes, "There's a sheriff's copter above us." I go, "Yeah, they're here for us. Let's hurry up." So we shot the scene, and we ran to the van, threw all the stuff in the van, took off. The helicopter followed us out of the park, down out to Dale Mabry, and halfway down Dale Mabry, and it finally let off. I'm sure they said, "Okay, these are guys, idiots making a movie over here." But yeah, they were circling us for quite a while.
Yeah.
I just threw the guns in the van and ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my motto. Throw the guns in the van and run.
It is really strange what we have sometimes in the van. Like, he got a bunch of props from someone that was moving. And I mean, it was like, 20, 30, like long guns.
Machine guns, yeah.
And we're like, if we get pulled over, we're just going to get out of the car, get on our knees, put our hands in. I swear they're fake. I swear. One time we had it wasn't a bomb, but I mean, it looked like a bomb. It was a fake bomb, but bomb in the car.
We're driving around Tampa with a bomb in the back of the car. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
And a rocket launcher.
And a rocket launcher
in there.
yeah.
And it's a real rocket launcher. When I bought it, the guy took out a hacksaw, and I go, "Hey, what are you doing? I just bought that from you." He goes, "You can take down a 747 with this. I can't have you coming back here, having the police come to me looking for, I got to cut it in half." So we cut it in thirds. And then I took tape and taped it all back together. And that's been used in 4 or 5 movies. But it's an actual rocket launcher that was used back in Vietnam. So that was the real thing, man.
Okay, Joel, you have to bring that to one of the next shows we go to. If anything for Sci-Fi Bartow, I got to see that thing.
I have it. I have it in storage. Where is it? I wonder. It's in storage. I know I still have it.
In Chomp.
Oh, that's right. I used it in Chomp. Yeah, it's in my storage unit. A lot of my stuff for my movies. I have a what is that? 6 feet long alligator head. It's in our front yard now.
Part of our Halloween.
I dress up the house for Halloween with monsters and zombies, and graves and demons and winged creatures. And that alligator was used in 1996 for Alien Agenda. And but yeah, I'll try and if we do Sci-Fi Bartow, I think Sean said he's not doing it, but we'll see. He is doing it again. Yeah, I'll have to dig up the rocket launcher and bring that just so you can see it.
Sitting behind the table.
Yeah, sit behind the table.
That is so awesome. Now I got a question for you all. What do you do in when you're not acting? What do you do in the meantime?
Try not to fall off of skateboards.
Well, we know you don't know how to skateboard, so that's and everything.
Brittany, I'll tell you something I can share with you, honey. I was doing a TV commercial for a friend of mine was shooting it, and he goes, "Well, it'd be great if you were on skates." And I go, "Well, I can do that." And I put the roller skates on, and he goes, "Joel, you sure?" I go, "Yeah, I used to skate. What's the big deal?" And as soon as I got up on the floor, my feet went right out underneath me. I crashed to the floor, and he was all worried because he didn't have me sign an insurance waiver. He goes, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And I go, "Yeah, but I guess when I go interview the manager of the roller skating rink, I'm going to be doing it walking around out in the middle." So I know, but you're a lot younger than me. You shouldn't have come over, but that's okay.
That's true.
I'm glad you're okay though, because that broken bones, that's the only thing. All my fights, both my toes got broke, but I never broke my nose or arm or hand or nothing. My knuckles I broke smashing cement blocks and stuff in karate. But that's it. All my fights and stuff, nothing. And then, like Rocky said, perfect to fight, Adrian. That nose has never been broke, Adrian. 186 fights. I got no nose broken. So, but sorry that happened to you. That it's no fun. I know it.
Well, I always said I do my own stunts. Maybe I need to rethink that.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of bone breaking during my skating days, so I feel your pain on that.
Yeah.
Well, you were probably able to do like super cool things. My penny board just hit a rock and I fell.
Yeah, that'll stop you dead.
Yeah, them rocks can be deadly. I tore my kneecap out skating over a rock going down a hill one time, and then again I got up or whatever and skated 4 blocks to my mom's job to drive me to the hospital. So
you skated back?
Yeah, I couldn't feel the pain. It was like it was there, but it hurt so bad that I couldn't feel anything.
That's because when we're young, I did that going down the hill, and you're going down the hill, and you're on your skateboard, and you're like, "Yeah, look at me, woohoo!" And there's a tiny pebble, and it gets under the urethane wheel, and you hit that sucker, and you go flying, and then you're not like, "Look at me" anymore. You're like, "Help me!" before you eat it.
Dustin says my first 4-foot drop and rip in RIP.
Yep.
No fun.
Okay, Brittany, while you were leg broken, were you still acting at the time? In between?
No, and like with COVID and everything, especially in LA where I'm at, or I was at, everything's shut down. Nobody's really doing anything still. They're doing small shoots. I did 1 or 2 like small like photo shoots, but with like some photographer friends of mine. But outside of that, not really much. I also, it was just hard for me to get around too, because I have 2 plates in my leg, and so wheeling and crutching around has been a bit more difficult, and so. But I did a little bit. I did a couple shoots, so it's something.
Makes you wish you had a levitation ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Christian Basil has a really good question. Thank you, Christian. This is a great question. Funniest behind the scenes or outtake moments from you guys?
Oh, this ought to be good.
We can start with Kathy.
I don't know if I have any.
Okay, you do have one because I was doing the blood and you didn't want me to do.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's really an outtake. It was more of a wine coop wanting up another wine coop. In the movie that we did, that I was doing, Inheritance, Joel had a scene as a DJ, and he gets, spoiler alert, killed, and he spits up all this blood, and he makes it very dramatic. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be, shown up by that. I'm like, put the blood in my mouth. I'll shoot it out even further from him. So, that's just like a wine coop one-upping another one. Because I was like, he's not going to show me up in my own movie. But you talk about all the times that Steve was showing up and all that good stuff.
Well, you had Steve with the knife.
Oh, well, I scared him.
That's more of an outtake.
Yeah, it would be an outtake. When we were doing the movie Dead End, where I did all the stunts, I'm supposed to, I kicked the guy, blah, blah, blah. He's on the ground, and I punch him a few times, and then I grab a knife, and I'm supposed to stab him in the eye. So Joel's over there talking to the cameraman, and I'm talking to the other actor, and the knife we have is this, I don't know, it's like 10
It's like a big
inch
Bowie knife.
Bowie.
maybe bigger.
But it's a real knife. It was an actual real knife. And we're talking back and forth, and he's like, just slam it into the ground. And I'm like, are you sure it's your knife? He's like, yeah, just slam it in the ground. It'll be fine. No problem. I'm like, all right. So anyway, we're doing the scene, going through the whole thing, and I grab the knife, and I mean, I'm all into this, yelling, ah! And I just slam it right down next to his head. And then I thought, oh crap, I did that on the wrong side of his head where the camera would see it. But meanwhile, the cameraman and Joel jump about 3 feet, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, what?
Don't ever do that again.
And I'm like, we discussed it. It was like, I was, close to his head. I wasn't on his head. He was fine. But I got yelled at for doing that because I didn't tell him that's what I was going to do.
And my cameraman said, holy shit.
Yeah. It looks really cool. It's technically, other than it going into the ground, because then it went into a fake head, you can still see me doing the stab. It was actually really good. So, but that's it. But you have a bunch of behind the scenes and
I've had the cops pull their guns on me.
That's probably the best one.
Guys pick fights with me on an actual set, which was ridiculous. The gun thing was, we were shooting a scene for Alien Agenda, Endangered Species, and my cameraman was kind of past where the bushes would be, and our sound guy was past where the bushes could be, and 2 state police officers, this is in Jonathan Dickinson State Park, 2 state police officers came up. They couldn't see my partner. They couldn't see the sound guy. All they saw was me standing there in this trench coat with machetes and nunchucks and handcuffs and guns and pistols and rifle all hanging off my gun belt. And they saw me with what looked like a gun in my hand, which is like a laser pistol, and a girl on her knees right in front of me. And she had a thing to spray blood up in my face for a close-up. And I had the gun pointed at her, and all I heard was, drop it now or you're dead. And Brittany, don't ever do this. Don't ever turn to the cops with a gun in your hand. Because I did. They both dropped to their knees, and they said, drop it or you're dead. And I told them, or they said, they said, drop it or you're dead. And I go, okay. And I threw it out of my hand. And they said, are those weapons on your belt? And I said, yeah. And they said, take it off now. And I go, I can't. They're taped to my body. And that's when they came over and they go, what's going on here? And then I saw them later in the store because I went in to get a drink. And both the cops are in there, and I yelled across the way to them at the refrigerator. I go, hey, thanks, guys, for not shooting me. He goes, I'm a bad shot. I would have winged you, but my partner would have took your arm off. And I was like, oh, man, okay. that was one. I was busted at my high school once. The cops pulled in. Back in the 70s, we were up in the sand pit as kids. Some little kids came up over the dunes, and I had all these, it was bodies made out of sand. And the kids came up and said, what are you doing, mister? And I said, I'm killing people and burying them. And they went back and told their parents. The parents called the police. The scanner was picked up. WPEC Channel 12 came out. The police came out. An ambulance came out. The cop came over the hill. They all came over the hill. And they were like, the cop's looking at it, and he's going, these kids said you're killing people and burying them. I go, man, I'm just kidding. I'm not killing anybody. I'm making a movie. And the cop kicked the bodies, and he goes, you sure there's no bodies under there? I go, look, man, absolutely. And so then years later, I was at my high school, and my thing was, I can be there all week. No big deal. I'm going to be there on the weekends. My 2 friends and I are shooting a movie. We're climbing over the gates. We're running down the school hallways, shooting each other with these guns. Here comes the Riviera Beach Police Department. 3 of them, they get out there, pull their guns on all of us. We're like, wait. I said, we're just making a movie here. And the guy goes, I know you. You're Joel Wynkoop. And I go, yeah. He goes, and the other cop's like, Captain Kirk. And then the other cop is like, Mr. Spock, making fun of us. And he goes, you guys cannot be down here making movies. And so it was like, this thing got around. One time we were at the beach also shooting Alien Agenda. And because my hair was long and I had like a bandana and a big trench coat and the rough beard, so a cop came up to Tim and said, is that Ozzy Osbourne out there? Sorry. And my partner says to save face, he goes, He goes, yeah, that's Ozzy Osbourne. The cop goes, I thought that was Ozzy Osbourne. And then some people overheard it. So when I came back, everybody was asking for my autograph. They go, hey, Ozzy, can I have your autograph? And I was like, sure, babe. And signing autographs is Ozzy Osbourne. Another guy saw me in that getup, and he was like, hey, man, you can't be coming around here. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm like, dude, lighten up. I'm an actor. Oh, I was going to beat your ass. And I'm like, calm down, man. So, yeah, we've had a lot of stuff. I caught my hand. I caught my hand on fire making a Super 8 movie. The gas was in the...
Look what you have to look forward to, Brittany.
I threw it
Cops
on the
and arson.
Yeah, and it blew my hand up. So, yeah, lots of
Can you cut
fun
that light
stuff on
back on?
movies.
Actually, you notice it's all Joel, not me, so you're fine.
Perfect.
So-
No worries. Then.
So,
Yeah,
Brittany,
exactly.
before you have to take off, any funny
Joel's living on the edge.
behind the scenes stuff with you?
I'm trying to think. I did a show called nothing like setting my hand on fire or having cops come around.
Oh, wait till you get to do that. It's a blast, Brittany. You're going to have so much fun. Wait till mom and dad hear about that. They're going to love you. Mom, dad, I caught my hand on fire and I'm arrested. I'm in jail. Come get me.
Well, yes, they probably wouldn't come get me from jail, but that's okay. I'm trying to think. I did a show called The Wanderer where I got to actually like slap someone. It's like one of those like rom-coms, and so the guy ends up doing something stupid per usual, and the girl gets to slap the guy. And I was so scared to like slap him, but I was also very excited. So the first time I just smacked him. And after we were done with that take, he was like, "You actually slapped me." I was like, "You told me to," and he had like a red print on his face.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that like constitutes as funny, or like we had a kissing scene. He didn't like Funyuns, so I ate a whole bag of Funyuns beforehand and before we kissed.
So you're a mean co-actor.
It's like, oh God, you slapped me. Yes, this is a live action.
She slaps them, leaves marks. She eats Funyuns. I mean, I brush my teeth before a kissing scene. Come on, ate Funyuns.
She didn't like the guy.
No, she didn't say she didn't like him. She said he didn't like Funyuns.
Yeah, well,
Brittany,
I had
when I never want to kiss her again.
Right?
When I was doing Herschel Gordon Lewis's The Uh-Oh Show, Brittany, there was a girl there with me, Nevada Caldwell, and she's out in LA. She does a bunch of movies. And Herschel's there, and he's directing the movie. And he goes, Nevada's supposed to slap me because my character's really coming on to her overboard. So she goes, and I go, what the hell was that? I go, slap me. And then Herschel, who's the director, he goes, you heard him, Nevada, slap him. So she hits me again, and I go, slap me, slap the hell out of me. So and Herschel kept yelling it too. He goes, I demand you slap him as hard as you can. So she hauled off and wailed me. So it knocked my chin, but I was going to stay in character. And I just said, ooh, hasty, Miss Tasty. But that was, same thing you were going through. You're like, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to slap him. But if that's what it calls for and the actor's in it, then he knows that's what he's in for. So that's all right. You keep slapping people.
Actually wanted to slap in real life. I got to slap this guy, even if he didn't actually do anything to me. So I took it all out on him.
See, there you go.
See, and I was going to say 50 Shades of Joel here. Oh, you guys muted yourself. Kathy, you muted you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you're back.
Viewer discretion is advised.
If we do get a movie with Brittany, we'll let her slap Joel.
You're going to slap me, Brittany?
Yeah.
I would,
Call up and hit him.
You wouldn't have to tell me 3 times. I got you the first time.
Yeah, well, that'd
There
be
you
like
go.
5 or 6 takes at least.
Okay. But how about this? You got Kathy on one side and Brittany on the other, and you both double slap.
Yeah.
As long as we don't miss and accidentally hit our hands, we
each
gotta make
other.
sure we hit him.
Or you could act like it's going to be a high five and just do it on his face.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then play it back in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen like How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
and they have like the slap bets that they do, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bam.
My sister did that to me once.
Okay, now Christian Basil says Joel is a method actor as the real police bust a cap in his ass.
No.
Yeah. I've come close. Like I told those stories. That's the closest I came. We had one here in Tampa. The Tampa police came and they started circling the scene we were shooting, and the cop pulled up and goes, "Hey guys, I got to shut you guys down." Angora.
That was actually a helicopter was
Yeah.
circling, and then the spotlight came. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the actors asked me. They said, "Joel, is that here for us?" And I go, "No, they're probably busting drug dealers." And then the cops all pulled up and they got out of their cars and they go, "Hey guys, we're shutting you down." And the guy that I was shooting a movie with comes up to the cop and he goes, "They're all fake guns. I'll go get them." And I go, "No, man, what are you talking? Don't tell the cop that." So that whole film got shut down. But yeah, that was with the helicopter above us and a big spotlight shining, because we were out in a parking lot going, "Hail Satan, raise up Satan, Satan, come to be alive, come kill the neighbors." So that didn't go over too well because the neighbors called that in, and then the cops were there. Imagine that.
Okay, one last comment. We got Christian says it's not a good film unless Joel has done time for it. Okay, now because we're coming close to the 10 o'clock, Brittany has to go. Cedric, I'm sorry. At least you have a subject for next week. You don't even have to do any research for next week's This Week in Geek, because this has been a fun show tonight. But Brittany, what do you have upcoming that we're going to be able to see you in, hear you in? What do you got going on upcoming?
Well, the most recent thing is Heavens in over 246 theaters across the country right now.
Wow.
And I think
But not in Orlando. I looked. Naples is like the closest thing to me.
I know my parents, I actually don't know the city where my parents went in Florida. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away or something.
Yeah.
From Orlando. So I actually don't know, but they're getting more and more locations with COVID. You know, theaters are just kind of and all of the Regals are shutting down again. So that's not an option.
Yeah.
So that's the most recent thing. And then I do have so music wise, I have a Christmas single that's going to come out in about a month. And then I have a 4-track EP that I'll release in about 2-3 months. So those are the upcoming
for YouTube now.
That's great, Brittany. We will look for that. That's neat that you got all that going on. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
Roland says Brooksville. It's west of Orlando, north of Tampa.
Yeah,
that's where they're showing Heaven. Now, Brittany, when your song drops and all that, make sure you notify us so we can push it out on our page.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Thank you for coming on. I know you're stuck in the car. You've been sitting there for like 2 hours in a car, and I know you want to get out. Thank you.
She's sitting in a dark parking lot in a dark car.
I know.
Looking very suspicious.
I have my friend Ashley.
Yep, Ashley's still there. Hey, thank you for
Brittany and Ashley.
Yep.
Brittany and Ashley.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see the parking lot. That's thoroughly surrounding you by zombies. I just thought you should know that.
I was thinking the police.
About right. It is Orange County.
Okay, Joel, Kathy, what do you guys got coming up?
You good?
Well, the Craig one.
And your Inheritance.
Inheritance, I think, is actually due to come out sometime next year. I'm really looking forward to that one. Everything has got delayed though because of COVID. We were gonna start Beast Mode.
Yeah.
In March, and that didn't happen.
Beast Mode is too much on hands. I'm grabbing people and throwing them through windows and picking them up over my head, and too much touching going on. And it's very, you just can't do that right now. So
They did just we just had a premiere for a movie he did last year called The Connection.
yeah.
And that was actually pretty cool. That might, I think they said they got that. It's coming out in other theaters.
Yeah, that's theater release.
Nick Naylor.
On demand, and Nick Naylor's. It's Nick Naylor and Rod Grant's movie.
Yeah.
I just play the sheriff in it.
But
The Connection.
It's a really good movie, and he played a great.
That's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then of course, the Craiglon incident, I have to finish editing it, but now it was supposed to be out in August, but what happened is I shot too much, and now instead of a 2-hour movie, it's a 4-hour movie, so it's going to be in 2 parts, and probably be out sometime the beginning of next year. And then, like we said about Ouija Mummy and Jekyll versus Hyde, that all comes out this year, and I think we have a couple more movies coming out. Her Inheritance should be next year. Craiglon Incident, Beast Mode. Hopefully, if COVID gets better, where you can actually shoot movies again, we'll be able to work on that. And anything else? And then Dynagore just came out. I have copies of Dynagore. And is that it?
I think that's it.
And I think that's it. Yeah. So, but Brittany, just keep doing stuff. And you're young. I'm old now, so I can look back at young people and go, keep doing what you're doing. So.
Yeah, but you're old and you got a 25-year-old wife. I mean, how do you? How are you your age and you have a 25-year-old wife, Joel?
Well,
I see.
I'm the trophy wife. You know.
That's what Dustin, a good friend of ours, Dustin Hubbard. He goes, I thought you were Joel's trophy wife.
And I said, yes, I am. Keep saying that.
We have another movie.
Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah. We have another movie too. What's Chris Woods' movie? What is that?
Oh, Family Snapshot.
Family Snapshot. Yeah. So that's coming out in the theaters, but probably next year, because I know he's waiting to release it when people can go see movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Brittany knows about that, because you want to. Yeah, you can see. Like, we saw The Connection, but it was all, you guys sit over there on that side of the theater, and we'll sit over here, and nobody touch, and everybody wear your masks, and and it's hard to enjoy it when you're worried about this whole thing going on. So it's not as fun. Nothing's as fun. If you're a golfer, it's not as fun to be out golfing with somebody, or fishing, whatever you might do.
I'd be that guy to show up to the movies in a plague doctor outfit and just sit in the back, just
in this exoskeleton that you can't get through. Yeah, it sounds like Vader.
We're actually thinking about we're actually thinking about renting out a movie theater, because they do private rentings now, and for about 20 of our fans. So, because they're going to let about 20 people in, so we're thinking about 20 of our fans. We rent out the theater and for a movie for everybody to watch, an O.C.D. night.
Oh,
I saw
so
that.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing I saw, but I saw an ad on Facebook, and it said rent the movie theater for, like you said, about 20 of your friends, and then you come out. It's like you said, you just rent it for that many, and you have your movie play. I don't know if it's that or something different. A lot of theaters you can work with, but if you're talking about the same ones I'm thinking of, that's an established thing where they're just asking the filmmaker to come out. You rent out the movie theater, and that's what it's for you to show your movies.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
I think that's cool. That's one of the things, because you can watch any of the brand new movies coming out, like Tenant and like, what is that, Grandpa
Wonder
Fighter
Woman
or whatever.
84. Wonder Woman 1984.
When it comes out. Well, Kathy, you know what? I'll do this. If they're still doing that, renting the theater out, and Wonder Woman 1984 comes out, we will rent it and you will be there.
Yes, I will.
You just got to come to Orlando.
For that, I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to watch it with me, of course.
You gonna rent it out?
That's the main point.
You gonna rent it out for Black Widow too?
No, that's Black Widow. It's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
How rude.
Wonder Woman just got that special little
movie theater for Black Widow.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, but look, we've been waiting for Wonder Woman June, July, October. now Christmas. It's like,
And I was waiting for Batman when they talked about it in Starlog magazine back in 1978. They were talking about the Batman movie, and it didn't finally come out until 89. So
whatever.
Hey, I was
I'm
supposed to go
saying
see
you
Black
wouldn't.
Widow back in May. Now it's going to be May of next year. So they've made me wait a whole year to see a movie.
Yeah. Wonder Woman's almost the same way.
Almost.
Yeah, well,
At least half a year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed this comes out Christmas.
It's going to be good, though. I can't wait.
Me too.
Okay, and Joel, just so
Yeah.
you know, Chicago is up 14-13 now. So
Yeah,
so
see, I
Ken-
knew it. I really don't want to be a downer, but the Bucks are going to lose. Sorry.
and it's only halftime.
Yeah.
But this
Okay,
is also
guys.
the same football fan who doesn't know who's who, so don't
That's
worry
right.
about
Yeah,
what he
so don't worry
says.
about what I say. Go Minnesota Twins.
Hey, okay, Cedric, are they going to be able to see you anywhere this next week?
Do what?
Okay, so that's a no. So
No, I didn't. I
like
literally
what?
didn't hear. I literally
Say
didn't
what?
hear what you said. It was like lagging when you were talking.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said, is anybody going to be able to see you anywhere this week?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Wrong answer.
Okay. So next week he will be back on this show that you can catch him next week with
most
his
definitely.
This Weekend Geek that he missed this week. And we will be Sunday, we will be at the Orlando Toy Show off of iDrive. And Trish is ignoring me.
Sorry.
Because she
Where is that
verifies that I'm saying the right thing. The Orlando Toy Show off of iDrive.
Toy Con, yeah, whatever.
And that's where we will be on Sunday.
Cool.
Are you going to go
And
live
let's
for
see.
that?
Yeah, well, I'll do a live walkthrough of it.
You better.
Because Jeff is the only one pretty much doing shows right now. He's going to be doing one in Tampa here in November, guys. I know that's more in your area. I don't know if you go to any of the shows. I like toys, so I go to the toy show.
Yeah, of
course.
Actually, when did we go to one?
It was up in
February.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
It was a smaller one, but it was
Yeah.
still
Just to walk around as
still
you
kinda
know,
cool.
people walking around and enjoying it and stuff. It was pretty cool. Well, we had a friend of ours who was selling stuff. And we went and got some stuff from him, but walked around and seen all the stuff just like Steve does. And Trish gets a Wonder Woman. I got
a Wonder Woman invisible jet. So
and she got the jet, and I got like Nova the Human Rocket, and I think a Daredevil, and a bunch of those little what are those little statues about that big 6-inch statues?
Yeah.
I think those were pretty
Brittany's falling
cool.
asleep on us.
it's like toys. What?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I know her dad. She got toys. She has to know toys. Okay, guys, it is 10 o'clock. I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank Jake because now, Brittany, you can after the show, you can go spread this around to all your friends. Say, look at your famous. You got interviewed by O.C.D. Steve. And you got to meet the fabulous and famous Joel and Kathy Winecoop. And you also got to meet Cedric.
Yeah. Unfortunately, didn't get to hear my segment, but you can catch it next week if you want to.
You can catch it next week. Okay, guys. Until then, I'm gonna run the outro, guys, and we can talk in the studio afterwards. I just gotta find. Like I said,
Well, Steve, I want to say thank you to Steve and to Trish and Brittany. It was nice talking to you, and Cedric, and of course Roland for coming on and leaving little highlights in there. That was cool. So thank you all very much. It was nice talking.
It was
to everyone.
awesome getting to meet all of y'all and
Yeah.
listen to all y'all's interesting stories, especially your cop stories. I like those.
Thanks. Yeah.
Now
I try
I
not to do those anymore.
I do have to do one thing before I leave. I have to give out a shout out to Graven Ravenwolf because he did the new logo for the Drinking With show. It's up there in the corner for you.
I noticed that was the new logo.
You'll
cool.
see it. You'll see it in the outro. We got a new logo that's just for the show. So it's not the Orlando Collector Deviant show. It is the Drinking with O.C.D show now. Officially, we got the logo up. trademark. So I want to put out a shout out to Graven Ravenwolf for the excellent logo work he did for us. So, and on that note, I am going to do the outro, and we can all talk right after it. Oh, wrong thing. Cool. There we go.